this with the free Odyssey app and try out that rewind feature. My show on your time. Test it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
Good morning, Las Vegas. What's going on? Welcome to the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, Talk of Las Vegas. We're going to be bringing you the best of pro wrestling for 2 hours. Some of you out there are like, how can you talk about pro wrestling for 2 hours? I can talk about pro wrestling for 8, 10, 12 all day. Let's do it. We are very happy to have you joining us here. I want to wish everybody happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, any other holidays you are celebrating right now. Happy to have you along and hope you have a great holiday week. Should be a lot of fun for everybody. So just want to remind you, we are out there on KDAWN. We are also on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Make sure you get that app. You'll be able to hear all sorts of great shows like this show, the Steve Sanchez Show, many others on KDAWN, plus from 220 Odyssey stations from around the country. It is an amazing app, and I promise you that if you get that app, you are going to just feel a little extra trickle of joy. You may get a tear streaming down your cheek as you'll be so happy you did it. So get that app, AUDACY, right now. We're also streaming on X, YouTube, Facebook. X at Mark Hoke Show, Facebook and YouTube, The Mark Hoke Show. Go to your preferred destination and you can get in the chat box and you can say hi to the whole gang. We're going to have a great show for you today. There's a lot happening. And first, I got to bring in one of our regs here. Let's say hi to dreaded man from adfreeshows.com. Are you up for an Arizona walk this morning, Coach Rosie? What's up?
Man, I feel bad for everybody in this polar vortex or freeze, but it's 72 degrees in Phoenix right now, beautiful palm trees and sunshine. So I thought I'd pop on and say hello to Mark and everybody and enjoy some fresh air at the same time. There you go.
Well, Phil Stamper apparently got killed at Wrestling Revolver or somewhere, so Phil could not join us. He is busted up this morning. But I am bringing on a radio virgin. I mean, brace yourselves, everybody. Good friend of mine, especially because he helped me move yesterday. God bless his soul. But let's bring in someone who, I got to tell you, he knows pro wrestling with the back of his hand. It is pretty impressive. Let's say hi to Eric. Hey, Eric, welcome to the show. Yeah, how you feeling, brother? And I'm very sorry about that, but Eric is a beast. Eric, just move that mic closer to you, just like I have mine, and we'll be good. There you go. Just talk right into it. Okay, perfect. So, Eric, welcome to the Mark Hoke Show. Very happy to have you joining us today. Guys, there was so much going on, and I had a hard time picking it out where to begin. But I thought we'd start in NXT, baby. As we had a very exciting championship match, the NXT Women's North American title. It is Blake Monroe putting it on the line against Thea Hale. And yeah, of course, you know Blake's going to win that match, right? Of course, she's got to win this match. Thea does a springboard senton, so she's jumps up on the ropes and she's falling backwards onto Blake. She hits her pretty hard. Normally, everybody kind of curls up a little bit so they don't like smash somebody. There wasn't much curling, and just her upper body landed right on Blake. And then she semi-wrapped her up like a pretzel on the cover. And you hear 1, 2, and you hear Blake yell, "Get off of me." Because apparently she's got the wind knocked out of her. She can't move. and referee Felix Fernandez has the hand hit the mat. Everyone's kind of looking around like, what the hell just happened? And he's signaling for the bell. The bell rings, and Thea Hale is the unscheduled women's North American champion in NXT. And just to make matters worse, because this was not planned, they had their holiday tapings the next day and had to rewrite both shows. Oh, my goodness. And there's more fallout to this, too, because apparently Blake Monroe got fined 2 weeks' salary for not kicking out. So they blame Blake. Coach, I'll hit you first. Whose fault was that?
I think it was a myriad of errors, but when you're new in a company, sometimes you got to teach them a lesson. So WWE way is you kick out no matter what, whether it makes sense or not. She didn't, so she got fined, and I bet you won't do that again, because when you hit a wrestler in their pocketbook, they tend to not make that same mistake twice. So this has happened before. R-Truth, it happened with R-Truth. Mike Chioda counted him, gave him the championship. So they'll find a creative way to write Blake back in. But she's definitely the future, and this is just a minor hiccup. But I have faith that they'll have it right by Royal Rumble.
Yeah, they have the rematch scheduled for NXT. Oh my God, that's terrible. I didn't write down either. The next show for NXT coming up on January 6th. But a lot of people first were giving Felix Fernandez crap about this, Eric, because he counted 3. But that's what they're supposed to do. They're taught to treat it as a shoot. I think both wrestlers failed on this, Eric. I think they both did. As Thea had her wrapped up pretty tight. Plus, that was a hell of an impact too. But Blake should have kicked out. All she had to do was get a shoulder up. So I don't know, Eric. What did you think of the whole thing?
I can't hear a thing.
Yeah, you're good.
Had them referee stop counting, even though the person didn't kick out. It's looked terrible. We don't want that anymore. You don't want to make it look bad, really bad on TV, trying to make it look decent. But when you sent me that video, yeah, Thea definitely crossed her up, and Blake wasn't in the right mindset. She was out of it.
The whole thing was just strange. But I thought, Coach, what was really funny was so they hand Thea the belt, and she does a little thing in the ring where she's kneeling, and she got the hell out of there. She couldn't have ran out of the building any faster than what she did with the NXT North American Women's Championship, man. She was happy. She's in the locker room crying. She got out of the arena so quick because Lord knows something might have been done to correct it on the spot, but she was out. See ya. So she gets to at least hold on to the belt for a couple weeks, and she played it up. I give her credit, Coach, but I will say this. That was pretty funny that she got the hell out the door.
Yeah, you got to make the most out of your opportunities. Sometimes they just fall in your lap, and sometimes you earn it. That one fell in her lap, and you never know. She might turn it into something great. Didn't go very well with that woman that they had win the NXT Women's World Championship from the Culling a couple months ago, where they gave her the title of Halloween Havoc and took it back really quick. She's kind of fallen back into the fray. But you never know. Thea was with Joe Hendry, and maybe some steam will be behind her, but Blake's definitely the future.
Yeah, and I wish Phil was here because I'd love to ask him about this because obviously he is a professional wrestler. just the mindset of the situation. You know you're not supposed to win, so can't you pulled her up or done something to get off her so the pinfall doesn't happen? It's a bizarre situation, but that will be NXT New Year's Evil coming up at the beginning of January. So get ready. It will be intriguing. Coach, let me ask, Eric, let me ask you first. We'll ask you both guys. Let's do that. Who ends up the North American champion after NXT New Year's Evil? Do they actually decide, well, you know what, let's let her have a little run with this and see what happens? She's been there for a long time. Or do you just get it right back on Blake and move ahead?
I say put it back on Blake. Blake's the heel. It's better when the face is chasing a heel. Plus, Blake, like Coach said, Blake's the future. Eventually, she's gonna get moved back up to. She's gonna move up to the main roster, whether it's Raw or SmackDown. So, I say put the title back on Blake.
Coach, you agree with that?
No, I think they're going to keep it on her because then it'll admit error if they put it back on her this soon. I think maybe give it a month or two and help build up the screw job that Blake will create in the fans' mind. Speaking of correcting a mistake, if you saw Leon when he fought AJ in that tag match, AJ messed up his move, and instantly Leon was able to adapt and change it up to really take attention away from it. And that's something that Thea should have done in this instance, but it wasn't. So give it to Royal Rumble. That gives it enough time for the new storyline to stew a little bit and get to where it needs to be.
Well, and now there's apparently going to be a policy put in place by WWE that no one's leaving the building early anymore. And that was something that Bailey had actually talked about last week, that she couldn't believe everybody's been bailing out and not watching the rest of the show. They get their match done and they take off. Well, this is part of the reason why, other than the learning factor, that now they're going to say, look, you guys got to hang around. I mean, and here's a perfect example, because they had to get through these tapings. There were people headed for the next town already, had to come back, and all sorts of crazy stuff. So there's going to be a lot of fallout from this whole thing. I think Blake recovers okay. I'll be interested to see what happens with Thea, though, if she's going to take any extra heat from this. But God bless her for playing it out. Not a bad job. And while we're on the subject of NXT, guys, apparently we've got 3 call-ups that are going to happen here too. Trick Williams, Joe Hendry, and Jada Parker are all going to be getting the call to come back, to come up to the main rosters. You like those choices?
Love them.
Eric?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
they're good choices.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Hendry, I don't even know why he was listed in NXT anyway. That was just silly. But yeah, but the Trick and Jada have really done a fantastic job. So they're going to get a Christmas reward, apparently. That's a raise on the paycheck. Way to go. So nice job, you 3. Yeah, I think Joe Hendry had a pretty good deal coming in there anyway. But so just a reminder, everybody, if you want to hop in and say hi in the chat box, we'd love to have you join us. Ask questions, whatever you'd like to do, because, of course, we've got Coach Rosie from Ad Free Shows and my good friend Eric A. Oh, Eric, I don't want to move again, by the way. I'm just going to say that out loud right now. All right, let's step back, and we're going to take a break. And when we return, the fallout from John Cena's final match. John sitting down with Cody Rhodes explained a lot of things about what happened in the full run that he had on the retirement tour and why they ended the match the way they did and all sorts of stuff. And he's mad at The Rock and Travis Scott. Good. He should be. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN.
With the 2 Jewels of Henderson, the Emerald Island Casino, and the Rainbow Club, you've got the best paying slots valley-wide, best video poker valley-wide, and the best food and service you'll find in all of Southern Nevada. The Emerald Island and Rainbow Club casinos, where slot players are treated like royalty and everyone is greeted and treated like family. Great daily specials and parking is always free. Join your friends, family, and neighbors for round-the-clock fun. Think different, think better. Think Emerald Island and Rainbow Club casinos, the jewels in downtown Henderson's historic Water Street district, where everyone's a winner.
Once upon a holiday night, the Nutcrackers came to life at Las Vegas Ballpark. Step inside Enchant and experience the Night of the Nutcrackers, the world's largest Christmas light maze, where millions of lights lead you through dazzling tunnels and a storybook adventure. Slide down the 100-foot snow slide, skate beneath the stars, and meet Santa. Pure Christmas magic. Now through December 28th at Las Vegas Ballpark. Get tickets at enchantchristmas.com.
You could think you found your dream home online. The kitchen island looks perfect for your inner chef. The backyard, a paradise for your green thumb. And that extra room, hello walk-in closet. But here's the twist. The lot next door just got rezoned for years of construction. And this sound, yeah, you're going to be hearing a lot of that. Don't let your dream home turn into a nightmare. Work with the expertise and ethical training of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. This Christmas holiday, enjoy exclusive savings on our high-quality rechargeable hearing aids. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and shop Christmas holiday deals before they're gone at audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
1015 FM KDAWN. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
I don't know why I'm acting heavy. I'm in so much pain right now. Oh, unbelievable. Guy, jeez. I got to tell you, though, Eric and another friend of ours, Victor, from our sports books, came through for me yesterday, and I got to give them a public thanks. Awesome dudes. Way to go. Just lifting the big stuff. Did the job. You're the man, Eric.
Thank you. Happy to help.
All right. Well, a lot of people, of course, talking about John Cena's last match. And John finally decided to talk about his last match. He also talked about the Last Time Is Now tour, discussing a lot of different aspects of it. And I guess I want to start with the fun stuff first. The comments that he made about The Rock and Travis Scott, I cannot repeat some of the things that got said in there. But I think let's just say, guys, that John wasn't happy with about how Travis Scott and The Rock handled that whole thing. You had the situation where, John did the heel turn and Travis and Rock were there, and Travis came out and decided to do a 5-minute walk-in at WrestleMania during their match. And that was it. That was all. See you later. Nothing from The Rock. Nothing from Travis Scott. And John was displeased. Eric, and you think John had reason to be displeased?
Yes, I do. Because The Rock was there for the Turn Elimination Chamber. Got a huge reaction. Everyone was going online of talking about it, and then nothing. No follow-up with him whatsoever.
Yeah, Coach, those guys left John hanging, and Travis kind of pulled away from pro wrestling and acted like a jerk, but no Rock in this whole thing. None, zero. John sold his soul to him. The Rock has the hustle, loyalty, and respect soul still sitting on his counter at home. He's probably got it next to a set of Ginsu knives, Coach, but he didn't show up, and John's mad. Is he right?
Yeah, he's right, but there's nothing that he can do to change it. So you screw me once, however they say, shame on you. Screw me twice, shame on me. That's not going to happen again. John had his opportunity to right a wrong, and they allowed him to really create, and it came out that his girlfriend actually helped create some of the promos, and they had some long talks, him and Cody, about how they wanted to rebook the wrong that was WrestleMania, and their true match came out at SummerSlam, and it was just a beautiful soliloquy of everything that went on through a really badly booked story, but we were able to hear, how John put in some Easter eggs and how all the matches were kind of tied in. So if I were you, if you have time, I would listen to it. It's a good 2 hours of really a deep dive into that retirement tour, because there was some good things, but there was definitely more bad things that outshined the good.
Yeah, the WrestleMania match was not good. The Brock Lesnar match, I don't know if that was just to set Brock up for later on down the road, but I don't think anybody wanted to see John Cena get clobbered like that again. But one thing that John discussed in that interview, the sit down with Cody Rhodes, was about why he smiled when he tapped out. And, I kind of got it. I mean, he was wrapping up a 23-year career, and he explained, look, it's like a cycle of life. You give and give and give, and, you're getting close to the end and things are pretty intense. But when that time comes for you, you just sit there and smile and say goodbye. And I thought that was a really fitting thing for John to do. I had no problem with it. A lot of people did. They're like, well, why are you smiling when you're tapping out? Well, there's your explanation. And, John's a deep dude, Eric. He is a deep dude. And to do that, I thought was pretty cool. And I thought he worded his explanation very well.
I agree. At first, when I watched it, I was shocked that that's how it ended. But then watching it more and seeing stuff that was said, it made complete sense why he reacted the way he did as he tapped out.
Yeah. And then, of course, Coach John made Cody cry by telling him he's so proud of him. And, Cody's gone through a lot in his career, too. And, for him to get to this point, to me, that interview was the real torch pass. Look, I'm done. You're the main baby face now. So go get him, kid. And I thought that was really nice of John to do that.
Yeah. And to hear how much of an impact he had on Cody's career. I mean, we always hear about what John does with the Make-A-Wish and, how he is, the locker room leader, but we never really heard of him as coach and mentor. And you really got a sense that he led Cody through some really good times, but some really dark times. And look what it did for Cody's career. He's a man now. So it's really a beautiful, beautiful button on a fur coat, to just tie up all the loose ends of what a truly great career John Cena's was.
And I'm just going to say this right now. I know a lot of people were looking for a Cody Rhodes heel turn. I don't want one anymore. To me, I think we got reminded, guys, that when someone's a baby face and is filling that role, it's not necessarily the best thing in the world to just say, oh, we gotta make him bad. We gotta make him bad. I mean, John went, all those years without doing a heel turn. And, I think Cody has his place in there. I mean, you need that guy in the company. And, I think Cody just should keep doing what he's doing and keep it rolling. Eric, your thoughts on that?
Oh, I agree. Because like you said, you need that top baby face. You never had a situation like they did with Cena where he was the top guy for as long as he was. And now you need that person to carry the torch. And Cody's the perfect guy for that.
Yeah, I think so too. Coach, are you happy with Cody? Do you want to see Cody ever do a heel turn?
Yeah, I'd like to see one. I mean, it doesn't have to be an extended period, but I'd like to see all facets of Cody. I mean, his heel run in different promotions wasn't the best. He's definitely a better babyface, but with this advanced degree in wrestle at PhD that he's going through with WWE, I think it'd be fun to watch.
Well, I'll say this: his time as dashing Cody Rhodes, that was pretty good.
Yeah,
I got a kick out of that. I mean, I thought he played that up very well. So, I mean, it's not like he can't do it, but let's. I say keep him smiling. That's for sure. Well, there was a heel that came back, and we're going to get some more WWE stuff later, but we had a big return in AEW as MJF has managed to pull himself away again from the movie camera, was out filming Violent Night 2, and he absolutely, guys, he scorched Samoa Joe and Hangman and Swerve Strickland in his return promo, and inserted himself into the World Championship match at World's End. That's coming up Saturday, guys. I can't believe that's already here. So we've got a fatal four-way for the AEW World Championship. And, Coach, I'll give you first shot at this. Who wins it? Who would you put over in that match?
I think it's going to be Samoa Joe. I think Joe's going to retain. I don't think they want to flip-flop it out of the immense respect. I'm just playing all angles. I know Tony Khan's love of Samoa Joe. I know how he's trying to create storylines, and this would be too fast of a switch to go away from World Champ this quick. And World's End has had a title change, but it's not one of the big four. I think they would wait for a really big match at Revolution. They tend to have their very best matches the years at Revolution, so that's when I think that title switch will happen.
Eric, who should win this main event at World's End?
Samoa Joe should keep it, like Coach said. Build up for a little bit, and then have that guy taken off of Samoa Joe, make it mean that much more. Not have him potentially lose it without even getting pinned or submitted.
I'm giving the belt to MJF. I don't care. I don't care. He's the man. Come on, he's the man. Let's get back to Hangman and Swerve being jerks and not liking each other. But I love Joe, and I'm very happy he got another reign as champion. But this is going to be really interesting. And there's actually no betting odds up on betonline.ag for World's End, so we'll have to. Unfortunately, we won't be able to talk about it until next week. But this should be a very, very good main event. And this card, once again, is just loaded up. We've got the semifinals and the finals of the Continental Classic. Chris Statlander, Jamie Hayter, and the Babes of Wrath. They're going to be defended against Athena and Mercedes Moné. So this card's going to be a lot of fun, boys. I can't wait to see how, especially the Continental Classic turns out. And I'll tell you, let me give you a rundown on the standings on that at the moment, because it's getting pretty wild. They're going to give you a little bit of spoilers here because there's some tapings that happen. But the blue league side, Takeshita is out in front with 10 points. Claudio's at 7. Orange Cassidy, John Moxley, and Mascara Dorada are at 6. Roderick Strong, Roddy's still in the shutout mode, but he has a match coming up here with who's left on his list, Claudio. So I don't know if he's going to get out of there or not with any points. But the other side, as of what's been filmed here, everyone's got 6 points. All 6 of them have split their matches. We had Kevin Knight get an upset win on Okada, which is unbelievable. But we packed Speedball Bailey and Kyle Fletcher, Kevin Knight, Okada, and Jack Perry are all at 6 points. Eric, if you're booking this for the last week, we've got one more match for everybody. Who are your 4 people that you think should advance here? We got Blue League, Takeshita, Claudio, Orange Cassidy, Moxley, Dorada, and Strong on Blue League. Who's getting out of that Blue League?
Claudio and who had the 10 points?
Well, Takeshita's got the 10.
Takeshita and Claudio.
All right.
I think Claudio needs something. He's just there.
Coach. Coach, who's getting out of the Blue League first?
Who's in third place? Because I definitely think Takeshita will be there, but who's under Claudio?
It's Orange Cassidy, Moxley, and Dorado all have 6 points. So they're only one behind Claudio.
It's going to be Claudio.
All right.
It's just that's the way the tea leaves fall in that division.
I'm just wondering if they're going to put Moxley plus Claudio. That would be interesting. Gold League, like I said, wide open. Pac, Speedball, Fletcher, Knight, Okada, Perry, all at 6 points. So, and here's your last set of matches that are coming up. It's Speedball, Mike Bailey against Okada. We've got Fletcher against Jack Perry, and then Pac is taking on Kevin Knight. Oh, Coach, so two people got to get out of this thing, and there may end up being a playoff or something. But I guess you're just picking two people out of the 6. Who do you advance on that side?
Wow. The match I'd really like to see is Kyle Fletcher against Kevin Knight. But I don't see how they don't have Okada in that Final 4. And I also don't see how they don't have Kyle Fletcher in there. And Kyle Fletcher's beat Okada twice. So I think this is where they're going to give Okada his flowers to set up the finals, Takeshita against Okada, with Takeshita going over.
All right. Fair enough. So you got Okada and Fletcher on that one. Eric, who do you like?
I definitely think they're pushing Fletcher. I see Fletcher, and I can see Pac. They're high on him, and he's been doing great right now so far.
Interesting. I think Okada's going to get through it. I might be wussing out a little bit here, but well, you know what? Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Kyle Fletcher getting out of there too. But I think they're setting up Okada defending the title in the final against Takeshita, and we're finally going to get that match. So it should be a lot of fun. But this Gold League especially, it's going to be interesting to see who gets out, if there's going to end up being a tiebreaker match or anything like that. But we also mentioned Mercedes Moné, who lost her Rev Pro title to Alex Windsor. She is now down to 10 championships. Oh, Coach, I've said it a million times, man. This fall is going to be spectacular, which is why I don't think there's a chance in hell they're going to win the tag titles. How bad is this going to get for her? How bad is Mercedes Moné going to be flipping out as these titles just start trickling away? Plus, she doesn't get to have all the guys carry her out either. So,
Yeah, no, it's going to be epic. I think she's just starting to trim the fat right now. She'll get some of the major titles down the line. They're not going to beat Harley and what's her name?
Willow
right away. No chance whatsoever. And it's just going to advance maybe the hatred of her and Athena, and then Athena would be the one to beat her for the championship.
There you go. That's some good deduction. Eric, are you excited about this Mercedes Moné downfall as much as I am anyway?
Yes, I am, because it's going to be entertaining to see how she portrays it. And then the potential feud with Athena will be phenomenal. Some great matches will come out of that.
Mercedes is going to lose her mind. When she's flipping out, she's one of the best in the business. So we'll see how all that goes. But AEW World's End coming up on Saturday night. Should be a great show, and it's going to wrap up the year for everybody. So get ready, guys. Man, this is going to be a lot of fun as we finish up 2025, and I can't wait for this year to disappear. That's for damn sure. All right, let's take a break. And when we come back, some more interesting goings on in WWE as some tapings have taken place. And we have a couple more new champions. Guys, this is unbelievable how many times they are turning these belts over in WWE. But is it a crutch? Is it a booking crutch for Triple H to just change titles now? We'll talk about it when we return here on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN. Stick around, everybody.
Managing your company's risk is a tough job, but you don't have to do it alone. At Pro Group Management, we are with you all the way. The leader in workers' comp programs for self-insured groups in Nevada. Pro Group's team is here to work for you. From establishing safety standards to helping you find the best coverage for your company, we are with you every step of the way. Cutting red tape and monitoring regulatory changes so you can focus on your business. Pro Group Management has been helping Nevada businesses for over 20 years. Let us help yours. Find out how to have Pro Group Management work for you. Visit our website at pgmnv.com to receive a free cost savings analysis now. That's pgmnv.com or call our Las Vegas office at 702-740-4380.
Las Vegas's trusted home buyer for 20 years.
1015 FM KDAWN. You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
And let's keep this party rolling. Sunday morning coming up on Christmas week. Get ready, everybody, because I'm bringing you a present. The Mark Hoke Show. As after the move, I'm broke. So that's all you're getting for Christmas, everybody. But thanks for being with us here on KDAWN 1015 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. Also streaming on the Odyssey app. And we also, of course, are on a live stream right now, which I will get everybody's faces back up there. Oh, my God. Eric, I'm doomed. I'm not as bad shape as Phil Stamper, apparently, but it was a long day yesterday.
Yes, the recovery process is always so much fun for moving.
Ugh, I'll tell you. But yeah, I texted Phil and he said he couldn't make it. He took a concussion and a neck strain last week. Yikes. Poor Phil. And then he messed up his chest and his back last night. So, Phil, take it easy, brother. Stop fighting those elves out there in Maryland or wherever you were screwing around. But we love you, buddy. So take care of yourself. But we were talking a little bit about some spoilers that are coming up, and we have 2 more new champions as Julia and Carmelo Hayes won their respective U.S. titles in the TV taping. So Julia takes back her title from Chelsea Green, and Carmelo Hayes, guy who I've been singing his praises for a long time, beats Ilya Dragunov in a great match, apparently. Coach, what do you think about this? This is 2 more big title changes, but especially a big win for Carmelo.
Yeah, definitely long overdue for Carmelo. He's been a soldier. He's gone through some really bad storylines. He's battled through coming up from NXT, where he was a man, to being someone relegated as a comedy show. And he got to showcase his skills against Mr. Dragunov, who's probably one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the entire world. So why not? It's going to be a story that's lost in the mix anyway. Only the real true fans will know where to find that storyline. So to give Carmelo a shot at trying to build something up that doesn't have much steam right now will be good for him, because it might propel him up for some bigger things.
So Eric, what I'm going to be curious about is do they keep this feud going with Hayes and Dragunov, or is Dragunov moving on to someone, shall we say, a little bigger than Carmelo Hayes?
I think that this was a way to get the belt off of Ilya and move him on to definitely bigger and better things.
Who would those bigger and better things be, do you think? Got any ideas? Anybody from his past that he might be getting ready to fight?
Yeah, I have a hunch it could be this guy that's on Raw right now. A pretty big guy. He just had a huge match, I think, last Saturday.
Yeah. As we wait to see if Gunther will be hooking it up. If you have not seen the series between Gunther and Ilya Dragunov in NXT UK, man, those guys tore each other apart. There's no other way to say it. I mean, Dragunov is just a mile a minute, and I don't know how some people keep up in the ring with him. He is just a dynamo in there, and he can take punishment like you wouldn't believe. Of course, he had that knee injury last year, knocked him out for a while, but this will be interesting to see where he goes. But I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot of feedback from this match that they might want to put these two back together a little bit. They have great chemistry, so we're going to find out. But it is a big win for Carmelo too, as he finally gets some gold after being up on the main roster. And like you said, Coach, it was a pretty bumpy ride for him to get up there, especially when you still consider that stat about pay-per-views where we haven't had a black performer in a singles match forever on a pay-per-view. Maybe that's finally going to happen here at maybe I don't know if it'll be the Rumble, but it's got to happen soon enough, don't you think?
You think so? I mean, without even any kind of favoritism or DII stuff or any of that, there's plenty of great talent that's African American. There's plenty of great talent that's Hispanic, that's Asian. Race shouldn't hold you back from getting a shot. So I think finally they got someone that can really bring something to the table with Carmelo.
Yeah. Well, it was funny, guys, and this wasn't on my radar until a couple of minutes ago. But we also on betonline.ag, I was looking to see about the World's End betting. It's not up there yet, but brace yourselves, because there is something up there that I'm a little surprised to see. It is a WrestleMania prop bet. They have a match up for WrestleMania. Now they could refund it. Eric and I know a little bit about that if something comes off the board. WWE, they listed it as World Heavyweight Championship, but would be the Undisputed Championship. Oh, actually, right, they changed it. Sorry. Roman Reigns is a minus 200 against Cody Rhodes plus 150. Apparently, BetOnline AG thinks that we're going to get Roman and Cody at WrestleMania. I mean, I have never seen them post a WrestleMania match this early that wasn't announced. Eric, are you surprised to see this up on their board?
I think they're going based off that little teaser from the end of Survivor Series. I am very surprised because we still don't know favorites for the Rumble yet. Participation for Elimination Chamber. I think it's way too early unless there's some knowledge there that we're not aware of.
Yeah, Coach. And right now, they do have the Royal Rumble props up, and on the men's side, they are listing Braun Breaker as the favorite, followed by Roman Reigns. Then it's Punk, Zayn, LA Knight, Seth Rollins, Gunther, Obafemi as your favorites in the Rumble. Do you think, Coach, that they're gonna let Roman win the Rumble again?
It's a proven commodity. That match drew huge. Two great matches, both of them back-to-back WrestleManias, and they're split 1-1. So when you try to diagram all the different possibilities for matches, who's someone as a singles wrestler that they know will deliver the greatest promos, will be completely hated, will draw a huge crowd to see him get beat up? That's Roman. And who's that baby face that's going to bring everybody in? That's Cody. So they're going to have to deliver some kind of storyline that's tried and true, because the last WrestleMania storyline was weak. So they have to deliver for Las Vegas because they didn't do a very good job last time.
I get it. I got to tell you, like I said, I'm just a little surprised. I know it was a possibility, but you're looking at 3 out of 4 years, the same main event at WrestleMania, Eric. I'm like I said, I agree with Coach that they're, probably your top 2 draws, but man, that just seems like it. Well, I hate to say it, repetitive.
Well, if you think about it, with Reigns and Lesnar, they wrestled at WrestleMania 31, 34, 38. By the time the 38 match came, nobody wanted to see that match. People were clamoring for anybody other than Lesnar to face Reigns at that point.
Yeah. So it's, and that, you're talking about over a 7-year period there. This is over a period of 4, interrupted by John Cena. Man, I don't know. Well, Coach, I definitely see what you're saying about how, these are your top 2 guys. At the same time, man, I just like to see Cody wrestle somebody different, but I don't know who it would be. Gunther maybe. Braun Breaker's going to be in that mess, but he's more going to be taking on CM Punk. But I don't know. This is interesting, guys. It's interesting. Somebody leaked something out, because I can't imagine BetOnline was going to put that up without having some prior knowledge. And by the way, if you do want to place a bet on wrestling, which you can among many, many other things, head over to markhokeshow.com and click on that betonline.ag banner. We've got a betting bonus for you. You put in the code BOL and you will get a matching bonus of 50% up to $1,000. So you put in 1,000, you get 500. You can bet on wrestling. You can bet on politics. You can bet on financials on there. Plus, of course, all your regular sports. So get your sports bets in on there too, if you like. But yeah, that's some pretty interesting stuff. Guys, SmackDown, by the way, on January 2nd, man, we get 3 hours. 3 hours of SmackDown. Coach, are you ready for it? Are you excited for an extra hour?
I don't think I've watched SmackDown in months. So they can have the extra hour. I'll watch the condensed version on YouTube or the clips, because that's my wrestling consumption nowadays, is clips.
Eric,
it's unfortunate, but life sometimes gets busy, and that's one of the benefits of social media. You can catch up on storylines in a matter of 2 minutes.
Yeah. Eric, is SmackDown 3 hours a good idea?
No, it's not. It should stay at 2 hours. You struggle to find stuff to put on. You have too much filler, too many matches or segments that will turn the crowd off.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They're having enough trouble, getting people to watch SmackDown right now, and kind of ripping the show apart. And as you can see with all these title changes, man, they are shredding everything. We'll see, but yeah, I'm not too excited about a 3-hour SmackDown. But brace yourselves, everybody. Hey, I just want to remind you all too, man, I'll tell you what, it is going to be a great 2026, and we would certainly appreciate if you would be following the show. So give us a second, take a second and go to Mark Hoke Show on X, and we've also got us on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show and Facebook, The Mark Hoke Show. Coach, you headed out then?
Yep, I am headed out. It was good to see everybody. Next week, I'll be live from a hotel room in Los Angeles. So
nice.
I will be here next week, but we have a basketball tournament.
And adfreeshows.com?
Yeah, we just announced we're going to have our wrestling camp at the Nightmare Factory of all places in Atlanta. Royal Rumble weekend. So become a top guy and you can go through that training camp with us.
Well, maybe Eric and I will recover and we'll head out to Atlanta. That'll be fun.
Yeah, come on. You guys look good in a nice pair of tights.
Yeah. We'd scare everybody off. We'd win automatically.
God. I would so have to go into training for that. All right. Well, we're going to be back with hour number 2 of the Mark Hoke Show. We thank you for being with us. A whole lot more to come. The masked man has been revealed in WWE. Who is it? Gee, I don't know. It's the same guy we thought it was a couple months ago.
Have a theory.
Thanks for spoiling the spoiler. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back. Hour number 2.
See you later. Nice meeting you, Eric.
Nice meeting you, Coach.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show, and visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join the Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.
3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Ah, the holidays. You've been cooped up with your smallest, most energetic bundles of joy for days, running on nothing
Oh, yeah, I'm back. Just got to push a button. That usually helps. Like when you turn a microphone on, people will be able to hear you. It's amazing how that works. Welcome back to the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. Very happy to have you joining us as we wrap up a holiday season. Well, actually, it's still just getting started. I guess we shouldn't say that because we've still got another show before New Year's Eve. But just having a blast talking pro wrestling. And by the way, if you're in the chat box, somehow it looked like the comments got disabled. So I think I got that fixed. It's a little weird, but we have a lot to discuss. And got my good pal, Eric Hay, along for the ride, Vegas resident and pro wrestling super fan. He's a wealth of knowledge. Just walks in the door and starts talking wrestling whenever we're working together. So very happy to have Eric on the radio for the first time. How you doing? Are you settling in a little bit?
I'm much calmer now. I was a little nervous at first, but I'm good now.
All right. So now we got to get you peppy.
Yes. No, I'm good. I'm awake.
All right. Well, I want to start hour number 2 off. The Sports Illustrated Awards for pro wrestling came out, and unfortunately Ricky Chino was a little bit busy, so I couldn't get him on. But here's your rundown. We'll kind of go a little slow on this, but let's start off with some of these awards. And I got to tell you what, Eric, AEW dominated these awards. They won 10 of the 14 of them. 10 of them. Yikes.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the list, and the majority was them. Yeah, since they were, like you said, 10 of 14. That's quite a bit.
Storyline of the year is Hangman Adam Page's redemption arc. Was that the best story of the year? I mean, it was good.
Yeah, but I mean, you had many more other storylines. You had AJ Lee's return with her feud with Becky, and obviously Punk and Rollins was good. In AEW, you have Mercedes and her build-up. You have Toni Storm and how great she's doing as a character and everything going on with her. You have Mox finally getting knocked down a peg.
Yeah.
So
there was a lot of interesting stuff. I can see how they picked that, especially because as we go through this, you're going to hear it's very Hangman heavy, shall we say. But yeah, that was pretty fascinating. That is the story of the year, especially with John Cena's redemption tour going on. So pretty fascinating there. Then they had the rivalry of the year. And this one I don't think I can debate too hard, was Hangman Adam Page and Mox. Yeah, they tried to kill each other this year multiple times. So I can't say anything too bad about that choice.
no, because it was a good feud and it built Hangman up and finally take the title off of Mox, who had been champion for a long time. And it was a very great moment when he did finally win that belt. And as big of a WWE fan as I am, I don't see any one particular feud that overtook that.
Yeah, I mean, even like Cody and Drew, I mean, there's just something a little off about it. But the Hangman and Mox feud was a feud, no doubt about that. This one fascinated me. I saw this and I kind of giggled a little bit because, John Cena's heel turn is the biggest heel turn of all time. You would think, it's got to win heel turn of the year, right? No. Naomi wins heel turn of the year.
She was doing great work before she got pregnant and had to take her time off, but she was phenomenal as a heel. It's all about the follow-up. Look at Hogan. Look at Seth Rollins. There's no follow-up with John Cena and The Rock. So that really killed his heel turn to me.
Yeah, and they were, in the article, they said that it didn't have the same shock value as the Cena turn, but long-term execution was a lot better, and I would 100% agree with that. This one, there is no debate. There is no discussion. I think Braun Breaker tried to make a late run for it at the end, but best on the mic title is Toni Storm. I mean, how can you not say that she was the best promo of the year?
She is phenomenal, and how she has reinvented herself from her NXT UK time and her short period in WWE has been great. And she's phenomenal on that microphone. She gets that reaction from the crowd. I mean, obviously, close is Punk because how great he is on the mic. MJF, if he had been there, probably would have been the runaway winner of this.
Yeah, I mean, he took so much time off filming stuff between Happy Gilmore 2 and Violent Night 2. He was a busy boy. Best in the Ring, Will Ospreay. I don't know how you can debate that one either. I mean, geez, Will has just been, he's out right now, but is Will the best wrestler in the world right now, just in a technical sense?
Technical sense, I would say he is. I wish there was a little less of the gymnastics and more of just the storytelling involved in his matches. But overall, he provides 5-star matches almost every time he's in the ring. And
by the way, I should have mentioned some of the runners up too. Just real fast, let me backtrack for just a second. Slide up here. Bear with me for one moment. Storyline of the year this year, John Cena's retirement. We mentioned that, and the downfall of the Death Riders. Rivalry of the year, Tony Storm, Mariah May. Yeah, that was a pretty good one.
That was.
And Punk and Rollins. Heel turn, John Cena and Becky Lynch. Becky was pretty good. Becky was solid. And then we had, and then this one, Hangman Adam, best on the mic, Hangman Adam Page and Becky Lynch. I don't know. Hangman's promos sometimes, I don't know. He rambles a little bit, but no question about that. Best in the Ring. They had Io Sky and Takeshita on there. As their runners up. I could see Io Sky. She's looking good, man.
She's definitely one of the best WWE has female wrestler wise. I mean, she finally got her WrestleMania win this year.
Yep.
I mean, she seemed like an afterthought with Rhea and Bianca, and she proved everyone wrong.
Absolutely. Best breakout wrestler of the year. I don't think there's any. Well, I guess you could fight on this a little bit. Breakout wrestler of the year goes to Kyle Fletcher. Holds off Dominic Mysterio and Javon Evans. I would agree with that, but Dom had a pretty darn good run. So, but you like the choice of Kyle Fletcher over Mysterio?
I personally like Dom just because of everything he's done and how he's become the star that he is. I remember walking out of Raw back in April, night after WrestleMania, and just listening to that crowd chanting for him. Or outside the arena, show's over, and he's getting the biggest reaction from anybody.
Yeah, fair enough. We have the award for Comeback Performer of the Year. These are Sports Illustrated's Pro Wrestling End of Year Awards. Goes to Ilya Dragunov. I don't think that one's too much out of the question. Becky Lynch and Bandito were the runners up. But yeah, Dragunov coming back and looking as good as he had. Yeah, I can't fight on that one.
No, he's had phenomenal matches in his U.S. title open challenges. I mean, the match with Sami Zayn when he won the title, match with Ciampa, and all those other matches. And I'm excited to see his match with Carmelo Hayes coming up.
Tag Team of the Year goes to FTR, and it was somewhat of a weak year for tag teams. Certainly, the WWE scene was terrible. No offense to our WWE friends, but just not a lot of emphasis on the tag team situation in WWE. A lot of the teams weren't even defending their belts for like 90 plus days. It was ridiculous. But FTR holds off the Young Bucks and Brodito. I guess I'll give that to him. But yeah, I will say the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks had a case because of just all the great promo work that they did. They played that whole broke thing to the hilt. And Brodito, very popular team too. People dug those guys. So this one was probably a little bit of a fight in the room there.
Yeah, AEW definitely has the advantage when it comes to tag team wrestling, and any one of those choices could have been good. I mean, I personally probably would have put Young Bucks ahead of FTR, but you have either way you don't lose.
Match of the year. This is one of the ones WWE won, but boy, you could get in a fight about this one. Now, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, WrestleMania 41, fantastic match. Saw it. I think I saw 2 of these 3 live. Unbelievable match. But they held off Hangman Adam Page and Moxley at All In, and Hangman Adam Page and Will Ospreay at Double or Nothing, which, oh my God, that was incredible. But yeah, I can kind of see that one. I mean, when I thought of them and, and just looking at categories, I'm like, yeah, that was the first one that came to mind.
Oh, definitely. I mean, WWE is great when it comes to those triple threat women's matches. And like I said prior with Io Sky, it was great that she overcame both Bianca and Rhea, and they all put on a wonderful show for that match. Wish I could have been there live, but unfortunately, finances.
It happens
in 2025. Yeah.
Show of the year was AEW Double or Nothing, and I was there. That whole show was pretty sensational from top to bottom. You had the Owen Hart tournaments. You had Mercedes Moné and Jamie Hayter, Hangman Adam Page and Ospreay. I mean, it was just absolutely packed. And the Anarchy in the Arena match, which was insane. Ricochet, Mark Briscoe with that stretcher match. Okada and Speedball, which was one of the matches that I think really shocked everybody on that one, was pretty incredible. Holds off WWE Evolution and AEW All In Texas. You agree with the Double or Nothing sentiment on that?
Yes, Double or Nothing had so many 5-star matches. I mean, how do you put anything above that?
Yeah, it was a hell of a night. So, and yeah, and WWE did all like B level pay-per-views. So sorry guys, you don't win. Female Wrestler of the Year. And this one, I think we've been kind of talking about this all year long between this battle that went on between Mercedes Moné and Toni Storm. Io Sky was also in the mix on this, but Mercedes gets the win. And there's certainly a case to be made for Toni on this. I don't think there's any doubt about it. But Mercedes going out and doing what she did and working so hard and winning all those championships, I can't see how you really couldn't give it to her.
Yes, I agree. Especially with, like you said, how she traveled all over to perform in anywhere and everywhere. And
you seem a little hesitant on that, though.
I'm a bigger Toni Storm fan than I am Mercedes, to be honest.
Well, I think just about everybody is.
But thinking about it, and yes, I mean, I don't see Toni going out and putting in the time that Mercedes is though. Yeah. So that's why I give her that advantage.
Male Wrestler of the Year, and this one, and I'm looking at the runners up. Hangman Adam Page wins it, but the runners up were John Cena and John Moxley, and as great a year as Hangman had, and he was involved in so many of these moments and awards, I still think John Cena was the Wrestler of the Year. I don't think that with everything that he did and drawing so many huge crowds, and he had a match of the year candidate, by the way, that I think got skipped over, which was his match with AJ Styles. Was an amazing match and very emotional. Do you think that Hangman was the right choice? Even though he had a great year, there's no doubt about it. But could you see the choice of John Cena? And Moxley was in there too.
I could definitely see John Cena, like you said, drew the crowds. I mean, you have people watching his stuff that don't watch wrestling on a regular basis,
right?
So, I mean, the merch, everything he did, his matches were what people wanted to see. Like you said, the AJ Styles match was phenomenal in Australia. And his match with CM Punk in Saudi Arabia was also very good. The story with him and Randy Orton for their match in St. Louis, the first PLE after WrestleMania.
Yeah, so that was probably a pretty close decision there too. Promotion of the year goes to AEW. But you know who else got in this mix, and they actually have them listed ahead of them? CMLL was listed on here along with WWE. Now, CMLL had a good year, but so did AAA actually, though, with WWE buying them out, and they had some very high profile matches. But AEW Promotion of the Year, and I gotta say, the product that was put out there in terms of matches was just, I mean, no offense to everybody in WWE, but it was just far above and beyond. And AEW is willing to take the big swing, right? They'll do things in the ring that WWE won't do, and you can question some of it. It does get a little bloody, it gets a little nasty, but they're willing to take chances where I don't think that WWE this year really took that many. Their matches were pretty generic. I mean, overall, I hate to say it, but it was kind of the standard formula for them this year. And they did get match of the year, but overall, it was just the pay-per-views were they were okay, but AEW just put on some unbelievable shows. So I can kind of see how AEW nudged them out.
I think big thing that hurts WWE, especially now in this Triple H era, having only like 5 matches on your PLEs really hurts it. And I mean, I do think AEW has a little too many matches and their PLEs go a little too long.
Yeah.
But like you said, their overall in-ring product has been much better than in WWE's in-ring product.
Yeah, try sticking around for the press conference afterwards too. It's a long, long day, brother. And then John Cena wins the 2025 Legacy Award. I don't think there's any doubt about that award should have gone his way. So that was it. And just I'm just kind of looking down at some of the people who contributed to this. Ricky Chino, good friend of the show, and Blake Lovell, John Alba, great guy there. Sid Puller, just a terrific group of people over there at SI picking those awards out. And but yeah, overall very AEW heavy, and we'll see if they can keep that up. I mean, they've set themselves up well for next year, and a lot of great top stars in the main event picture. So I think AEW is going to be ready to roll for another pretty solid 2026.
I agree. I mean, they've got a good foundation, and they have a lot of ways they can go. Like you said, with the Continental Classic, they're pushing Kyle Fletcher. The Death Rider's falling apart. Who's going to come out of that strong?
Yeah, I hope Claudio wins the world championship. We had him in here in studio a few years ago, and man, I'd love to see Claudio win the world title. Should happen someday. My God, it's about damn time. All right, so those are your Sports Illustrated awards. We still haven't seen PWI or anybody like that, so it'd be fun to see the comparison between them and Wrestling Observer and all those guys as we wrap up 2025. All right, and let's take a break. And when we come back, hey, we know who the guy in the mask is. We know. We do.
I have my thoughts on that.
We knew who the guy in the mask was.
Yeah, everyone knew.
Anybody listening to the show knew that. All right, let's take a break. And when we return, more on the Mark Hoke Show on KDAWN and the Odyssey app. We'll be right back.
Make your holiday wishes come true. Let's sing it together this time.
Dealer inventory may vary. Toyota KDAWN ends January 5th. See your participating dealer for details.
1015 FM KDAWN. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
All right, we're back on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 1015 FM, the Talk of Las Vegas. I didn't hear no bell. Well, maybe I did. I don't know. Bells will be ringing, Eric. Hey, they'll be ringing. So get ready for Christmas. Want to wish all of you a very happy holiday season, whichever one you're celebrating, or if you're just going to get hammered and enjoy the night. Whatever. Works. Well, it was revealed this week who was behind the mask. And we knew this for, 6 weeks now? Somewhere there. It is Austin Theory. What a shock. Of course, he's out there buzzed head and military cargo pants. Interesting look for him. But he had a little chat with Paul Heyman. But I don't know. The rest of the boys in the division didn't seem super excited about Austin Theory. But now that we know officially, Eric, that it is Austin Theory, are you excited about Austin Theory coming back in this role and really is inserting himself in the main event picture here pretty fast?
Well, I feel they could have introduced him back in a much different way. You didn't have to have him pretending to be Seth Rollins in the mask while he was getting ready for that. He's a known person. He was already suspected to become part of the division. So by doing that, I think you didn't really help him that much, to be honest.
Yeah, look, Austin had the rocket strapped to his back, but it's almost a curse when Vince McMahon makes you the chosen one. It goes all the way back to Drew McIntyre and many others. Roman Reigns went through that curse, even though, Vince didn't come out and say, oh yeah, this is my guy, but it's interesting to see what happens to these people when they've been hooked to the Vince McMahon train. It's just absolutely derailed them. But you got to remember, Austin Theory a couple of years ago went at WrestleMania over John Cena, and in all probability, I would imagine he's going to be in the division. Who's in charge in that group? Is it still Braun, or is Austin going to roll in here and be a leader, or does he end up being a third or fourth wheel? That's going to be the tricky part if he's officially in the group, Eric.
That is a good question. Braun is the one that they seem to be strapping the rocket to at the moment. But, you have Logan Paul, who's hanging out with them, who has phenomenal heel heat that they can turn it around to. Austin Theory, as good as he can be in the ring, hopefully with Heyman helping him, that'll elevate him that much more.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky because, if I was bringing Austin Theory back, I don't know if I'd necessarily want to put him in a group with three guys like that. That is just a risk of him getting buried pretty quick. Because really Braun is the guy in there. And we all know, he's got that big match with CM Punk coming up on January 5th. That feud is heating up real fast thanks to Braun's mic work, which has been fantastic. But I just don't know if this is the right thing for Austin. But of course, he's not officially in the division yet, so we'll see how that goes. But I don't know. I'm just like, what did Austin Theory have against Seth Rollins other than he was the champ? So that should be something to watch. That is for sure. For sure. We also had a AAA show last night, Eric, and a pretty wild one. First, I don't know if you saw the last ride that Omos put on Dragon Lee yesterday.
No, I didn't see it.
Well, let's just put it this way: Dragon Lee may still be falling through the core of the earth.
Wow.
It was big. Omos is starting to learn a little bit, and I liked what he did yesterday. But there were a couple other matches on there too, and let me pull this up here real quick and let you know what happened yesterday at the AAA Guerrera de Titanes. as we had, let's see, we had a La Parka Octagon Junior match, multiple teams. So those are always kind of fun down there. La Parka and Octagon Junior getting that win. El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. holds on to his AAA Latin American Championship against Ethan Page. Page had it won with a wrench, but Dr. Iguana had to show up and tell everybody the wrench was in Ethan's pants. I don't know. Whatever works. Or Mr. Iguana, I'm sorry, but that Mr. Iguana irritates the hell out of me. I don't know what it is, Eric. I mean, I get the act, right? But I don't know. I'm just not an iguana guy.
He's definitely in that like Santino Marella type character or role where he's, I mean, maybe not with the mic work part, but just that with the iguana and all that stuff. I don't see it. I mean, I see him feuding with Ethan Page on NXT, but Ethan Page should come out of that feud on top.
Yeah, agreed. They had a Carnival of Carnage match down there, and I need to take a chance to get to see this. Pagano, Psycho Clown, Murder Clown, and Dave the Clown. There's a lot of clowns that go around there in AAA. Beat the Wyatt Six, Uncle Howdy, Dexter Loomis, Joe Gacy, and Eric Rowan in a and it was a cinematic Carnival of Carnage match. So did a little cinematic match with those guys. The Wyatt Six take a loss to these boys. How about that?
That's surprising, but I think in this aspect, it doesn't hurt them that much because it's a different audience.
Yeah, I'm not too panicking about it. AAA World Cruiserweight Championship match. They had triple threat match. Laredo Kid retains his title, but he was in there with Javon Evans and Evolve's Jack Cartwheel. Whee! There we go.
Okay.
Flying around there a little bit.
I'm sure that must have been a phenomenal match with all that talent in the ring. I'm not overly familiar with the cartwheel.
Yeah. He finished the match with a unique inverted Spanish fly variation on cartwheel. The announcers could not describe it. That's good when you do a move that the announcers don't have a clue. 6-woman tag match, Natalia leading the team to victory. That's not a shocker. El Hijo del Vikingo, and this is so fascinating what has happened to this man. He beats Dragon Lee, and Vikingo was considered until he'd gotten an injury fairly recently, but he was considered one of the top 5 wrestlers in the world, and was kind of the chosen one in AAA, and the AAA fans rejected him. They said, "No, we don't want you, Vikingo," which is unbelievable to me that a guy like that got pushed off to the side. So he just said, "To hell with it, I'm a heel now," and it's working out for him. It's one of those times where you got to listen to the crowd, and they did. And so El Hijo del Vikingo beats Dragon Lee, and he is full on heel, baby. What do you think of that?
I think it's great for him because, like you said, sometimes you have to listen to the crowd, and when he turns face later on, it's going to be that much more special.
Yeah, and that was a post-match attack from Omos that finished that one off. And then we had this was a very interesting way this match wrapped up. Rey Mysterio and Rey Fenix took on Los Gringos Locos 2.0 members, Dominic Mysterio and El Grande Americano. So Mysterio had to filled in for Penta, who's hurt. Penta did get involved in the match at the end, and Dominic got mad at El Grande Americano and ended up Americano shaking Rey Mysterio's hand at the end of the match. But the biggest thing that may have come out of this is Mysterio hurt his shoulder, and they are not sure what his status is. And I know that WWE owns it, and I know Dominic is doing very well down there. But Eric, that is a property that you need to protect, especially going into WrestleMania season. That is not good if Dominic, and if it is a separated shoulder like some people speculated, because he couldn't move that arm. That is bad news for WWE if Mysterio got hurt in a AAA match.
Oh, it definitely is, because it's their number 3 promotion right now. And I mean, he's a huge star, and his stock is only going to go up. But now, as we saw last year with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, with Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, when you're injured, sometimes it's not a bad thing either. If you're still able to be on TV.
Yeah, if he can, I mean, he'll still be able to come on, but he is the Intercontinental Champion.
That's true. So they may have to strip him of the belt, but that could be the catalyst for, like we talked about earlier, Ilya Dragunov.
Ooh, slide him over, huh?
Slide him over the Raw, let him win the Intercontinental title. I mean, who was the longest reigning champion for the Intercontinental title?
Gunther.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be a nice move. Yeah, so that's what happened to AAA last night. Pretty wild going on there. Now, before we head to break, one more story I wanted to hit. And this is a fascinating one about Tessa Blanchard, who came out this week and was talking about the incident that happened with La Rosa Negra, who, and that whole thing started the racist comments towards Tessa. And I found this very interesting. And, she was sharing some of the private messages that she had. The two of them have been sharing with each other. But she says that La Rosa and I are very good terms, talk every now and then. She'd love to have her in TNA. Blanchard said, I don't think it's worth rehashing. It's in the past. We both moved forward. At this point, it's really no one else's business. I'm just glad we're in a better place now. Rather focus on that. We remember things differently. That's okay, but we both know race had nothing to do with what happened that night. At the end of the day, what matters is where we are now, not what's behind us. Hope you keep succeeding and doing your best because I love to see it. And La Rosa Negra was in a conversation and they were, they're chatting and she says, time, growth, and healing. A picture's worth 1,000 words. Eric, does something like this maybe get this racist heat that she keeps getting off of her? Or are the wrestling fans not going to forgive her, even if what everybody thought happened didn't happen?
I mean, not to the level of Hulk Hogan, obviously, but I think there will be that portion of the audience that will not forget. You have, like me, you have this memory that just doesn't go away. However, I do think that also time does heal all wounds. And I think this should be a non-entity going forward for Tessa.
And if they're saying that this wasn't about race, and maybe they just got into a very heated argument, then it should go away.
No, I agree.
It should.
It should, but like I said, unfortunately, people hold on to stuff that someone did X amount of years ago. I don't necessarily fully agree with that, but as wrestling fans, we know that's how our fellow fans can be.
Yep. So interesting story coming out there about Tessa Blanchard. All right, let's take our final break of the show. Eric, are you having fun?
I'm having a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying doing this.
Good.
I'm in my element. So
nice. That is fantastic. Eric's a great guy. Eric A. Just a fountain of knowledge. Not misinformation either. He's a fountain of knowledge. But we've got more to talk about. Someone's not wearing face paint. Somebody went into 2 degrees Celsius water, and Tony Khan got everybody fired up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
1015 FM KDAWN. You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
And we're back for the final segment of the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 1015 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. It is the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. And I do apologize to everybody in the chat box. I'm not sure what's going on with the comments, but we'll try and make sure that's squared up for next week. I think somebody messed with my StreamYard. Jerks. Anyway, I'm going to hit you with a trivia question here because I forgot to hit this last week before we talk about some of the other news. Last week, we had the passing of Mr. Electricity, Steve Regal, who was former junior heavyweight champion AWA and just won titles all over the place. But I was trying to think, well, where did I remember Steve Regal the most? And he won the AWA World Tag Team titles with Jimmy Garvin. I don't know if you remember that or not.
It was in the mid 80s, I think.
That is correct.
Prior to, I don't know if they lost to Kurt Hennig and Scott Hall or not, but I do know that it was in the mid 80s.
Now, he took half the question away because part of the question I was going to ask was who beat them for the titles.
I think it was Kurt Hennig and Scott Hall.
Which was Kurt Hennig and Scott Hall. But they ended the reign of a very prominent tag team. And I remember being stunned when this happened. Because it was like, Jimmy Garvin and Steve Regal? What? Do you remember whose title reign they ended in the AWA? Let's see if you can get this, Eric. Very prominent tag team. Very, very, very prominent tag team.
I'm going to say the Road Warriors.
You're correct.
Because they were the team that were the team in the 80s. I mean, they're the only team to win all three of those three promotions tag titles, and it makes complete sense that. And plus, it's kind of a random team to beat the Road Warriors, not typical.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you, they had some great tag teams in the AWA around that period. You know, you had the High Flyers. They won the titles in '81. Jim Brunzell and Greg Gagne, who we still talk about that team today. They lost to Jerry Blackwell, the big man, Jerry Blackwell, and Ken Patera. And then Crusher and Baron Von Raschke had the titles. They lost to the Road Warriors. But God, there's just some. I mean, this is such a random who had it and then who took it. Because then you had the Road Warriors, and then it was Garvin and Regal, Hall and Hennig, and then Buddy Rose and Doug Summers. Do you remember that team?
Oh, very well. Oh. I used to go to the AWA shows. They were managed by Sherry Martel.
Then the Midnight Rockers won the titles from them, so they set that up. And then you went to Soldad Ustinov and Boris Zukov. That is a crazy run of tag teams right there.
That is.
Oh, my God.
I know the Midnight Rockers got it back. I don't know whether it was from them or not. That I don't remember.
Actually, they didn't get it back.
They had a second reign.
Nope, they had one reign because that was when they bolted to WWE. But
I thought they lost the tag titles the second time to Bad Company.
Nope, they did not. Oh, yes, they did. You're right. I'm sorry. You're correct. I'm sorry. That's right. They did come back. Yeah, they beat the Midnight Express. I forgot about that. My apologies. You're correct, sir. See? Good job, Eric. But yeah, want to wish the family of Steve Regal all the best on that.
Yeah, condolences to him and to his family and fellow superstars.
We're also sending condolences to Sting's face paint. It is no more. He will not be wearing face paint at any more public appearances. I guess it's pretty rough to do that, especially with that giant beard he's sporting now. I mean, my God, you could swing off that thing. It's like a ZZ Top beard.
Right.
But somebody could probably pay him, don't you think, Eric?
Oh, definitely. I mean, in these conventions, the fans want to go get the autograph and photographs with the character.
Yeah.
And that is his character.
Yeah, but I will say this, though. Sting is a man of integrity. If he says he's not going to do something, he's not going to do it.
No, I believe it.
So we'll see. But yeah, his son also, by the way, wrestled that dark match at AEW a week ago. And he could be, they're saying that he may have gotten signed. So we could have a new Borden in the AEW camp. Darby Allin, this crazy guy. He can't wrestle in the Continental Classic. He's all messed up. But I know, because he said on the show, he takes those regenerative cold baths Do you know what he did, Eric? Do you want to hear what he did?
I have not heard.
He went to Sweden to this place where they have holes dug in the ice and ladders to go down, and did a dip in 2 degrees Celsius water. That is below freezing, kids.
No, thank
you. He's nuts. He's nuts. Go back and listen to that interview that I did with him, and you will hear just the routine that he does to recover his body. But he still has not disclosed what happened to him. We don't know what injury actually knocked him out of this whole thing. So I'm going to be curious to hear about that. Tony Khan, they did their tapings this week up at the Hammerstein Ballroom, and Tony, always comes out and greets the crowd and says goodbye. He's, very cool about that. But he dropped a little bombshell saying that the first Dynamite was supposed to be at Madison Square Garden, but somebody stepped in and said, we don't want you to do that, which started an F the Fed chant at the Hammerstein Ballroom. And I'm sure that's not the first F the Fed chant that they had in there, but wow. So WWE may have blocked Tony Khan from having the opening of AEW, first show AEW at Madison Square Garden. How about that?
The irony is I literally just read about that actually during one of the breaks. I saw that that he came out and said that, and while not naming WWE, I mean, wrestling fans aren't stupid for the most part. They understood who he was referring to. I mean, I don't like it, but at the same time, I get it because that is their arena. But it's not their arena monthly like it used to be.
No.
So I don't think they should be stopping anyone from having a show there.
I think WWE still chapped from that big show that like Ring of Honor New Japan did that sold out. I think they're still mad about that. So, yeah, plus it's Tony Khan. So what are you going to do? We also, man, I can't believe I'm even talking about this. I can't believe it. Because everybody knows, despite my friendship with Brittany Brooks, that I am not the biggest Bellas fan. I'm not. But it got involved with my Philadelphia Eagles, so I got to talk about it. There is a rumor going around, and they've apparently met up, that the 22-year-old Cooper DeJean, the superstar on the Philadelphia Eagles defense, and Nikki Bella could be dating. Do we applaud? Are we disgusted? What do we do, Eric? How do we handle this news?
I mean, he's living, if in fact there is something more than just, they took photos together and they're friends, then he's living a teenage dream that so many wrestling fans had. Maybe not Nikki Bella specifically, but he's living that dream if that is the case that they are involved.
God bless you, Cooper. God bless you, Coop.
I mean, hey, if that's the case, 22-year-old, more power to him.
Knock yourself out, brother.
He did score a touchdown in the Super Bowl. He did have that pick six.
He is phenomenal. And also, by the way, Cooper DeJean did a little thing during the Eagles game yesterday where he did a 5-knuckle shuffle on one of the guys. And they did a pinfall count, too. It's a little ode to John Cena. Appropriate or not?
I say yes, just because of the wrestling aspect of it, not necessarily the Nikki Bella part of it. Of course, fans online are reading a lot into that. It's like, he did that, and she's his ex, and blah, 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 blah. No, if he's a huge wrestling fan, and he wanted to pay homage to John Cena, there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely not. Good for him. Just see, my Eagles are fun. They're a little strange this year, but they're having a good time. I did want to mention about Jake Paul's fight. Of course, Jake's been fighting for a long time in the boxing, and finally, the whole thing with Mike Tyson, about what happened in the fight, and you can say what you want, but there was no faking this one, as he took on the former monstrous heavyweight champion of the world, and Anthony Joshua broke Jake Paul's jaw in 2 places in a 6-round knockout. I give Jake credit for finally stepping in the ring with a reasonable boxer. But was this a mistake? Is the Jake Paul boxing train over now, Eric, that Anthony Joshua has smashed him to pieces, literally?
I think as a legitimate boxer, yes. I think he may put on more shows where he's fighting people who are well past their prime, like Tyson, and I forgot who else he fought, but
Fury's brother. Yeah.
But I can't see him fighting any more legit younger guys like he just did.
Yeah, I think that boxing thing is done after this. But God, and if you haven't seen the video of the knockout, there's a bunch of different angles on it. There are a couple that you could just see his jaw just kind of rock like that. It was not good. But I give Jake Paul credit for doing it.
No,
it takes a lot of courage to just step in a ring like that. But to do it, I mean, like I cannot think of anybody in the heavyweight division that I would not want to fight than Anthony Joshua, just the way he punches. So I give Jake credit for doing it, but man, I think it's time to maybe start doing some more YouTube stuff.
Yeah, no pun intended. He bit off way more than he can chew. And now
he can't chew.
He can't chew for a while.
He can't chew. Well, before we get out of here, I just want to remind everybody that Santa Hoke is out there. If you're on the live stream, yes, there's my appearance from Future Stars of Wrestling a couple of years ago as Santa Claus as I dispatched the Grinch. Yep, there I am. Yep, got finger pointing at me as Santa Claus. It was pretty awesome. And once again, I want to thank FSW for that. And congratulations to FSW, by the way, who is going to be doing their first show on the Las Vegas Strip at the Esports Arena next in January. So congratulations, Joe, and wish you guys all the best. I hope that show goes so well for you. Well deserved, and some great performers there at FSW. If you haven't gone to an FSW show, you should do it. FSWVegas.com. Get your tickets because that one's going to be a hot one, Eric.
It will be. It's going to be a great show. Excited for Joe DeFalco and all the boys there. I've been to some FSW shows, not in a while, but it's good to see them hopefully on the right path.
There you go. Eric, did you have fun today?
I had an amazing time today.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Mark. I really appreciate this.
Yeah, well, no problem, man. You helped me out, and I wanted to do something a little extra special for you. I was giving up possessions and all sorts of things to you guys yesterday. So.
Yes, you did. our buddy got the Buff Bagwell autograph.
Yes, he did. All right. Well, that's it for the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. Don't forget to follow us on X at Mark Hoke Show, Facebook and YouTube, the Mark Hoke Show. Just click like, subscribe, follow, comment, do whatever you got to do. Just be happy, be nice. We will see you on the other side of Christmas. I hope you all have a great holiday. We will see you next week here on the Mark Hoke Show. Have a terrific day, Las Vegas. Want more of the Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show. Like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show, and visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show, and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join the Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.